There is a song called Where Everybody Knows Your Name. The refrain is, you want to go where everyone knows your name. Few things are as reassuring as being recognized by name. Tests have shown that we react to the sound of our own name more intently than to any other sound. There is a detail in this gospel parable that should not be missed. The poor man has a name, the rich man does not. The poor man is Lazarus. The rich man is just a rich man. This is the only gospel parable in which a character is given a personal name. The rich man is nameless, but the poor man is Lazarus, which means God has helped. The poor man is known to God personally by name. He had a relationship with God. They were, as we say, on a first-name basis. The rich man, by contrast, is nameless, unknowing of God, unknown by God. This parable raises two questions. Why did the poor man Lazarus go to heaven? Why was the rich man condemned to hell? The name of the poor man helps to answer those questions. Why did Lazarus go to heaven? Lazarus means God has helped. Some will wonder why God did not help him in his poverty and suffering. That is the troubling question of Job and of all human suffering. The answer is beyond human knowledge, hidden in divine wisdom. Yet God did help Lazarus to find a way through his suffering to eternal glory. The poor man did not go to heaven because he was poor. The poor in this life are not, for that reason, happy in the next. Lazarus was rewarded because his poverty brought him closer to God. Despite his hardships, perhaps because of his hardships, he knew the presence of God in his life. He knew God, and God knew him by name. Why was the rich man condemned to hell? Again, the poor man's name is helpful in answering that question. His name shows that the rich man knew him. The rich man said, "Send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water." He knew him. He knew him by name. Therefore, he had to know of his suffering. And therein lies the sin of the rich man. Not that he was rich, but that he knew of the suffering of poor Lazarus, and did nothing to help him. The rich man did not go to hell simply because he was rich. Christianity does not teach that the rich in this life are miserable in the next. Some of the great saints were very wealthy. Saint Louis, Saint Elizabeth, Saint Helen. The rich man was condemned to hell, not for being rich, but for being selfish. The poor can also be selfish and share the same fate. The rich man went to hell for what he did not do, that is, for a sin of omission. Perhaps he had kept all 10 commandments inviolate. He may have been dedicated to his family and honest in his business. But he was lost because he knew of the sufferings of the poor man at his door and did nothing to help him. He was not condemned for having money. He was condemned for hoarding money. The rich man failed to have a relationship with the Lord because he failed to see God in his blessings and in the needs of Lazarus. Lazarus did not allow his sufferings to estrange him from God, but accepted them in a manner that drew him closer to God. He knew the Lord, and the Lord knew him by name, and welcomed him into eternal life, where everyone knows your name.